Right, we're live at 5. Let's just center the camera. Boom. This camera is very, tripod this is on, very precarious. Right, there we go, live. Okay guys, welcome back to London, welcome back to Roberts & Co. Another live at 5, late as usual. Live jewellery making session. It's Friday, or it is when we're going live. I don't know when you're watching this in the future. But as it's a Friday, it's Friday the 1st of December. Countdown to Christmas is on. Sadly not sponsored. We're on the Estrella as it's Friday. Another live jewellery making session. I need to make some more component parts for a batch of barbell cufflinks. I've been making these for years. They're pretty popular. They come and go actually. I tend to sell them, weirdly enough, they tend to go out in batches. I think I said this on yesterday's. I've got some customers in America that buy them in real estate companies that buy them in batches for their agents. There we go. Although, by the sounds of things, times are a little bit tough over there, so this batch might be in stock for a while. But yeah, I've made the bars. In yesterday's live stream, I made some rod, cut it into the right length of bars, and now I need to work on the balls. Now, these balls I get from our bullion dealer. They're semi-solid, aka hollow. They're relatively thick, but then I don't just solder them on the end. I run the bar all the way in so that there is a solid bar inside. So they are even more semi-solid than hollow when I'm finished with them, because we're putting a 3mm rod straight up in there. You know, we're filling them rather than just popping them on the end. I actually fill that in to make them. Having them semi-solid makes them lighter, and I make them slightly heavier by introducing that right, and it also strengthens them slightly. At some point I need to make these balls in-house. I haven't quite figured out how, especially the 10mm. Don't know whether I'm going to do that in 2 halves, dome 2 halves and solder them together. Turn them on a lathe out of solid is another possibility, and have solid balls. We'll figure it out. Because I no longer make them, so I have no choice. Which will mean more tools, but we all love tools. Right, let's get on the Estrella. So yeah, what I need to do with these, they have one hole in them. One pilot hole drilled in them. Some of them do. I think the latest ones don't have any. They've even cut back on drilling the pilot hole, but the pilot hole's too small for the rod to go in. So we need to open that up, and I've been doing it, like I said, I've been making these for years. I've tried all sorts of things to hold these, pearl clamps and bead clamps, and nothing clamps them better and marks them less than your fingers and your thumbs, I've discovered. And they get really hot though. Cheers guys. Another weekend, not many left till Christmas. But you knew that since last Christmas. So yeah, the way I do this is you can just put, but I need a 3mm hole in there. So there's a nice, they have to be quite tightly fitted on the rod, or they sort of move off center. Also around the end, they'll move off center, but also you can end up with porosity in the solder joint if there's too much wobble, and then you end up with that filled with pickle or water, and yes, a disaster. Like you have to get, and then they don't want to solder properly once you've got that out. They actually have a habit as well when they're really tightly fitting, is the air obviously expands when you heat them up and they fly off, which is fun. Now what I could do is just take the 3mm, I think this is a 413 burr. For some reason it's got some setter's wax on the end of it. I must have been doing, I think that's where I've had some metal in setter's wax set on a thing, and then I've drilled through the plate to the setter's wax, and it's got setter's wax stuck on it. So yeah, red setter's wax on that from, I would have drilled through into the setter's wax. So I could just take this. Is that the 3mm? In fact, on the 10mm, I am just going to take that and go straight in because it's really close. But on the 8mm, they need a little bit more opening up. So I take a much coarser flame burr, a really big flame burr, because the bigger the burr, the bigger the teeth, and the faster the cutting. And conversely, the smaller the, generally speaking, the smaller the burr. So I don't know what that is. Probably like it's probably like, is it? It's probably 6 mil. It's not quite 8 mil. It's like 6 mil. But look at the teeth on that compared to the little thin teeth on that. So this will open up the 8 mil hole. This will open up the holes really rapidly. But you've got to be careful not to go too rapidly, or you overshoot. But I think with these are 8 mil on one end, 10 mil on the other. And actually these, let's take my hat off and put the Optivisor on. I think we might actually be able to go straight in. 10 mil really close. The 10 mil beads are actually got quite a big hole in them. I don't know actually. I'll try one. We might go in with the cut burr. I'll try and get the 10 mil done. Let's get the YouTube copyright free music on and start drilling holes. I've got Ugg boots on as well. I might have to take those off to use the pedal of the drill. I'm using a really old vintage pendant motor here. What is bought this on eBay. Is Terence Long. I can't make out. The reason I bought this is because of the speed. 5,000 RPM maximum speed. I think the serial number of this 127 denotes that it was made in 1974. I've put new brushes in it. It's fine. It's older than me. But yeah, it's been working so far. But at some point, that's not, because I think the slowest speed you can get now is like 10,000 RPM. So it's like half the. You get foot pedal is the same. So if you're flat out on a modern one, some of them are like 20,000. If you're flat out on a 10,000. Flat out on that, you're 5,000, so halfway, that's 2,500 RPM. Then a modern one with 10,000 at maximum speed, 10, is going to be 5,000 RPM. And I mean, for polishing mops, they just disintegrate. So yeah, I like the nice, I don't even use polishing mops on it, I just use burrs, but I like the slower speed, you get more control over it, especially for little drill bits. So yeah, I've got a super slow, but I had to buy a vintage one to get that. The casing, the body is the same as a Seiko. All the components, I think Seiko it must have been the same company at some point. Maybe Terence Long was just the retailer of them. I don't know, the companies come and go. I think that company's gone now anyway. But that's how I managed to get the brushes for it. Bushes. Brushes. Yeah, these 10mm beads are going to be quite... That is hot. So we just put the 3mm. Edge that on already. So there we go, there's a 3mm. This one is one I prepared earlier with the 8mm, so I've just drilled a hole in that 10mm bead. And as you can see, we're on the rod. Really nice tight fit there. And then the 8mm goes on the other end all the way in. I'm actually going to round the ends of these off with a cut burr so that they get a nice, it makes the bead sit perfectly straight if I use a big cut burr and round off the ends of the rod rather than them being flat. And it sits, also then there's no gap, they sit perfectly in there. So they are more, it makes them even more solid. So that's where we're at. That's right. So that's moving, whoa, it's moving to this side when they're done. Right, next. She's working out okay with my Ugg boots on. hot. And I've got Teflon fingers from holding hot things most of my working life. Right, there we go. Nice tight fit again. Ooh. Music's got a bit weird. Yeah, when you're making jewellery, this is quite often what you end up doing, quite repetitive tasks. Right, what I think I might have to do with these is do sort of halfway in one, let it cool down, put it on the V block to cool down. Otherwise it'll be all day while I'm on my fingers. See, I'll just go until that starts getting hot. I have a little production run of them. Now that one went straight through. Funny how some of them putting them on the steel block, one because it's got a V in it, so it sits in there nicely, but also the steel acts as a heat sink, so it just sucks the, I mean, silver's a great conductor of, well, the purer the metal obviously. Silver's a great conductor of all things, heat included, so, but that steel being larger and colder, it just sucks the heat straight out of them. I do it quite often if I'm soldering something and I need to take the heat out of it to handle it. I'll put them on one of the steel blocks, and yeah, the silver just conducts the heat straight out. Yeah, that's the other thing, the heat from it conducts the heat all the way around the full. The heat dissipates really quickly to my fingers. But as I was saying earlier, I've tried all sorts of things, really expensive pearl clamps and cheap pearl clamps, and these just have a tendency to want to move, and when they move and start rotating, I mean, I had pearl clamps with plastic jaws, which didn't mark them so much, but they didn't grip them so much, and the ones with metal jaws, once they started rotating, just really, it didn't rip them, but it just marked them. And they're quite hard to polish and keep them perfectly spherical. So fingers and thumbs are the best thing to grip these, but they're hot. Want to roll? I think I've got the pressure right down. Right, see if we can cut through a few of the 8mm at a similar pace. I don't think we will because they've got small holes, but let's see how we get on. do with these is just begin the process of coming up. This is a really old handpiece that I think came with either this motor or another motor I bought. Yeah, it's not as a quick release as it potentially could be or should have been new, but it's donkey's years old. Shows it. Probably needs a service. Probably needed a service 20 years ago. Well, 30 years ago. Right, I'll just put a much coarser, faster cutting bud burr in here. I'm just going to open these holes up a bit so they're closer to 3mm. You have to be careful because this is so fast cutting, you can very easily get all the way there, and I don't really want this to get all the way there because I want the parallel edges from that 413 burr, not the tapered edge of this, whatever this is. Is it a burr 6? Cut shape 6. That's closer. What this burr is also doing is actually, where these are straight edged inside the hole right now, it's actually putting a tapered hole in it, so more of that burr. So when I do go to the finer 413 burr, more of it's in contact with the edges of this. some reason the hole in that one's really small. I've got a really small hole. The smaller the hole is, the hotter they seem to get. Right, see how close we are to getting the 3mm 413 burr through those. Hopefully that saves a little bit of time. fine line between being close and being too big. These are getting hot. I think these are slightly thicker than the 10mm. Using it. Yeah, I think these are definitely thicker than the 10mm. A lot more. This is one done. Really close fit is what I want. Right, there's one done. 2. Right, I'll call it a day there. I was hoping to get them all done, but I've got things to do and places to be. So those little lot there, I don't think I can open them up much more with the cut burr because it's going to leave them. I really want the holes parallel, which the 413 burr does. If I open them up too much with that, I'll end up with a tapered hole. But yeah, we're getting somewhere. Give you a little close up of. I'll give you a close up of the enlarged hole, and I will see you in the next live stream. There we go. Show you what. These are enlarged too. You can see what. It's so close. They're probably going from like 2.5 mil to 3 mil. 2 mil. They were probably starting out somewhere sub 2 mil. You wouldn't believe how much work it is to open a hole at 1 mil. Which is right. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Toodles.